Hey, it's James. Welcome back to the channel. I am the unofficial mayor of Cowboy Country, and I'm so glad you could be here. Um, we are a channel that covers college football, college baseball, college basketball. Just love college sports. So I think all the guys, you can see everybody. Okay, we're all here. We're going to cover the bowl games. I want to cover Pac-12, Big 12, SEC, ACC, Big 10, the American, the Mountain West, Conference USA, and the Sun Belt. That way, there's 9 games. During the season, I talked about the current Big 12 teams, and then obviously the 4 additional ones, including, of course, BYU. And here's Cosmo. So let's get to it. We've got in the Pac-12, you got Utah versus USC. Pac-12 was another conference that got rid of divisions, which does ultimately give us a better football game. I think, if my memory serves me right, this still would have been a Big 12 or a Pac-12 North versus South matchup anyway, because USC is in the South and Utah is in the same division, or was in the same division as Oregon. So, but it's interesting. I'm so tired, and I haven't been feeling well, so I literally took a nap earlier, and I did not check off my picks. I apologize ahead of time. I'm just going to have to do this real quick. There. I apologize. It's been a long couple days, and I've had this scratchy throat, and I think whatever this is, the cough and the scratchy throat is almost gone. Thank God. All right, so where were we? Pac-12, Utah versus USC. Quite frankly, it is hard to beat a team twice. I remember in the what I would refer to as the glory days of the Big 12, when we still had A&M and Missouri and Nebraska and Colorado. You still ended up with there was a year that Oklahoma faced Kansas State during the regular season, and then they faced each other in the Big 12 championship game. And my comment was, when I made the prediction, was that it's hard to beat a team twice, and Kansas State ended up winning that one because OU won the first one, and I think Kansas State won the second one. So the reason I say that is because I don't think Utah is going to win a second time. I do believe that Caleb Williams has gotten better throughout the year. That's why he's a Heisman candidate. And so I'm going to go with the Trojans on that one. Now, speaking of Kansas State, they do play TCU in the Big 12 championship game. I'm going to go with TCU on this one, and let me tell you why. Will Howard for Kansas State is, I believe, the better quarterback of the two. Here, I'm going to set this down. I can see it from here. I believe if Kansas State had played Will Howard at quarterback, they would have beaten Texas. I think they're better now, much better now than when the first time they played TCU. But Big 12 championship game is in Arlington, which is kind of sort of in between Dallas and Fort Worth. So this is excuse me. Told you I had a little bit of cough. this is practically a home game for TCU. Okay, they're going to have more fans in there, and the weird thing is, both teams wear purple, so both. I mean, other than the cheering, obviously, I think fans are going to make more noise for their team, but both teams are going to look up into the stands and be like, "Oh, lots of purple." I do believe it's going to be more of a home game for TCU, and that's the advantage that they're going to have. Teams normally play better when they're at home. This will almost be like a home game for TCU. That is the advantage that they're going to have. Plus, if you saw the TCU versus Texas game, TCU was the one team that Texas could not run against. That'll make Kansas State one-dimensional, and TCU will make Kansas State one-dimensional, and I think that's what's going to cause them to win. Now, is Kansas State going to score some points? Yeah, they are. But I'm picking the Frogs, little super frog there. All right, SEC, LSU versus Georgia. LSU is a good team, and Brian Kelly clearly has made this team better just by him being there. No doubt in my mind, but it's going to take him a while to get some of the players that fit his system better. That being said, they lost to A&M, and A&M isn't even a bowl team. So, granted, it was at Kyle Field, but still, LSU should have won that game. I think they're going to play hard just to save face, just to try to redeem themselves. But the SEC championship game is played in Atlanta. That'll pretty much be a home game for the Bulldogs, so therefore I'm going with Georgia. All right, ACC, North Carolina versus Clemson. You figure, well, the ACC title game is played in Charlotte, so you figure I would go with the Tar Heels. Look, both teams, North Carolina and Clemson, are coming off bad losses. They're going to play hard, and I do believe that Clemson is going to pull this one out. A lot of fans are very upset, and I think that Clemson's quarterback, DJ, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, he's going to come out firing, and he's going to prove to everybody why he's the starting quarterback. Big Ten, Purdue versus Michigan. Undefeated Michigan against Purdue. I'm sorry. I know there's going to be lots of Purdue fans there because I think it's closer to Purdue's home stadium than it is Michigan, but Michigan's 12-0. They're the best team in the Big Ten, and the Wolverines know that they need to win this game to seal to make sure that they get into the playoff. So Michigan's going to win that one big. The American, I like the Knights. I think they're a good football team. But they are playing Tulane, and Tulane is that one team that gave Kansas State a non-conference loss. So we know that Tulane is a good football team. Essentially what this is, folks, the reason this bowl game is important is because the winner of this game is probably going to end up in a Big Six bowl. The winner of this game most likely will end up in the Cotton Bowl. So I'm picking Tulane. So that's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Mountain West, you got Fresno State versus Boise State. Those guys get to play their conference championship in Vegas. That stadium, I'm not a Raiders fan at all, but that stadium is gorgeous. So I'm going with the Broncos on that one. Boise State should win that one fairly easily. Excuse me. Conference USA. I think this is a really interesting matchup because you got UTSA and you got North Texas. And I have personally, well, I actually went to a game at North Texas. I also did a video of their facilities, did a video of UTSA's facilities. They both have really good facilities for a group of 5 schools. Both of them do. And you can tell they're starting to get good players into their program, and they're starting to have some success. So that's what makes this game so interesting. But I'm going to go with UTSA. I just think from what I've seen, I just think they're a little bit better, just a little bit. I mean, and then it's very windy outside. Troy versus Coastal Carolina. I'd be a liar if I told you I was actively following the Sun Belt Conference and every game that they play, and I'm not. I'm not saying that they're bad schools. I'm not saying anything to be disrespectful. Just I'm in Big 12 country, so which will soon be Big 12 and SEC country. So what I do know is that Coastal Carolina over the last 4 or 5 years is starting to emerge as a good team within the group of 5. They kind of remind me a little bit of what Boise State was like when Boise State first started to get good. So going to go with Coastal Carolina on that one. So we'll see what happens. This video is technically Wednesday's video. I'm not going to do one on Thursday. I don't know if I'll do something on Friday or not. It might be a good thing to Friday to kind of introduce, because I haven't done anything on basketball yet. Maybe I could do something Friday, kind of introduce that into the channel. That is something eventually we are going to talk about, because, once these conference championship games are played, the only thing that'll be left are the bowl games. So we need to start talking about basketball. I know Oklahoma State's got an important game on Thursday. I just forgot who they're playing. But anyway. But we're making that transition. As we start to get closer to winter, we'll be talking about basketball here, and then I can tell you, because I was here. I got here in February, so I did get to go see Oklahoma State at Texas in baseball, and then Oklahoma State at Baylor in baseball. And then I also went to a Big 12, one of the Big 12 conference, or the baseball championship game in Arlington. So where is that cup? It's floating around here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. So that's where I got that cup. I don't know if you can see the Texas Rangers hat, but they were selling these at the Big 12 championship, because those games were in Arlington as well. So if you are new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. Once again, like I said, we cover football, basketball, and baseball here. Could also dabble into a little bit of wrestling too. Who knows? But this channel is for college sports fans. If you like college sports, we're friendly to other teams too. We got their mascots, we got their bobbleheads. Got some non-Big 12 teams here, so next year, good old Cosmo and BYU will be over here. Might as well put them there now, right? So anyway, I hope you have a great week. Take care. And as always, go Pokes.